guys, so today we have a new restaurant drama with a really entitled owner who then drags his influencer daughter into the drama, makes her the center of attention unnecessarily. So subscribe, hit the bell icon for engagement. Let's just get into it.
I don't know if I'm gonna post this video.
So this actually came up on my For You page and I saw the first bit, and then obviously as TikTok does, it brought me right back to the drama when there were updates. So this was the original video that I saw, which is by It's Carla BB. She was on a lot less followers before this drama happened. 423,000 followers. She was on about 15,000 when this drama started, not 50. 15. That makes it even better. 15,000. She's on now almost 500,000. And she just reviews restaurants and just different places that she goes to, and does this like kind of aesthetic with the voiceover, like the best things to eat at this in this restaurant. And it's like full of B-roll and like just beautiful aesthetic recipes that she does, or restaurants that she visits, and just places to stay at. I mean, it's great. Basically, her content's super aesthetic. So then she posts a video and it gets 24 almost million views. When something blows up on TikTok, it doesn't just like blow up, it like blows up, okay? And so people should be really careful. Well, I don't want to spoil the video, but she was invited to review or kind of do this video about a place, which happens a lot. Restaurants will say, hey, do you want to, like, if someone does content like this, do you want to come? We'll give you a free meal, you can bring a +1 or something, and then can you just do a video about this place, which she was supposed to do. And the dad is actually a dad of an influencer with about 600,000 followers, and she films some content with him, and then he has just opened his own restaurant, and that's how this all essentially links up. So yeah, she was invited, she was on 15,000 followers, and this was basically the drama.
But I just left a restaurant collaboration crying. I had a TikTok collab with a new restaurant in Hayes Valley that I was really excited for.
So she basically shows some clips of her crying coming out of the restaurant, and then posts a text between them. So she says, does Tuesday 5:30 work? Apologies for the change. Tuesday at 5:30 works best for me. Please let me know if that works for the team. So they say, sure thing, I have you down, Carla. Excited to have you, and a +1 with a smiley face. So obviously you can see that this was planned. She says, thank you so much. Super excited to highlight your amazing restaurant and share with my audience. They heart that. And then she says, hello, I am reaching out to confirm our collaboration dinner tonight at 5:30. Are there any food or drink items on the menu you recommend we order? Anything that you want to promote specifically or looks good on camera?
I started to film around the restaurant because I like to do that early on when there's less people. And after filming for a bit, I sit down at the table that's prepped for me, and it's a bar counter seat. The new guy is asking the host who I am, why I'm here, and how many followers I have on TikTok and what my TikTok is.
So she then describes the nightmare situation that she has found herself in with her coming in and the team immediately being like, she doesn't have enough followers.
And this guy pulls up my TikTok and says that I have 15,000 followers and some videos have millions of views, whatever, and this guy is not happy about it. He was saying that I have too little followers and that this was a mistake. What about her Instagram? How many followers does she have there? And I don't use my Instagram for food. It's just my private Instagram. So this guy tells him that I have like 1,300 followers, and he is not having it.
The dad of the influencer, so the owner of the restaurant, comes out, starts shaming her, basically being like, so what's this restaurant about? Do you know anything about this restaurant?
Saying to the host that he shouldn't have invited me and that this was a mistake and that this was bad. The new guy comes to me and I introduce myself, I shake his hand, and I'm telling him that I'm still excited about this collab. Immediately he says, did you do any research on this restaurant? Do you know what we do? Do you know who we are? And mind you, they're really new. They don't have a website, but I know their menu front and back because whenever I go to a restaurant, I study the menu because I know what I like to order and I want to know what the restaurant is that I'm collabing with. I tell him that you guys don't have a website, but I know you are a wine bar and you serve smaller bites. He is smirking while he's listening to me and saying that I didn't do any research and that he thinks that there's been some miscommunication.
Basically saying that she doesn't have enough followers, that his daughter has 600,000 followers and she has 15,000, and then starts playing her TikToks out loud in the restaurant and saying, no, this is not good enough for our place.
He asks for my TikTok, which clearly you've done no research about me as well. And he starts scrolling through and playing my TikToks on full volume at the restaurant. And not even my page, just the page that comes up when you search my name. After scrolling like 2 times, he says to me that he doesn't think my videos are at the level at which he wants his restaurant to be represented. My audience and my followers are not the kind of people that are going to be at his restaurant. Then he says, not to be snobby, but do you know who I am? And I say no because I don't know who he is. He says he's a James Beard Award recipient or finalist or something, and I'm like, great, like I don't know what to say to that. And he said that his daughter has 600,000 followers on TikTok and that I'm not at that level.
So that's basically the TikTok. She says in the caption, "It's a long video, not something I would normally upload, but I feel like I had to talk about this experience. I basically ran out of there, but I wish I would have stood up for myself. If you are a micro-influencer, I know it's easy to feel discouraged at times, but don't let anyone make you feel small or unimportant." So a lot of really famous people commented under this, including like brands, influencers. You have Jameela Jamil says, "Love how badly this has gone for them, 90,000 likes. So disrespectful. I live in San Francisco and will never visit this place." Someone else said, "Lol, he didn't realize that not only do influencers influence, but they de-influence. Grand opening, grand closing." Alex Cooper, "I'm so sorry, Queen. He spoke it into existence though. We, your audience, will never ever be dining at Kiss Cafe." Obviously, she didn't say the name in the TikTok, but she said a few things that linked people up to what it could have been, and it was this place called Kiss Cafe. Someone said, "If any man asks, do you know who I am? That is narcissist announcing themselves, run for the hills." Because obviously he was like, "Do you know who I am? Like, I'm this nominated, whatever." Cherry, "Well, he was right about one thing. Your followers are not going to be eating at his restaurant." Christian Acosta, "Never eating at Kiss Cafe in Hayes Valley in San Francisco." Someone said, "His daughter has 603,000 followers, but only an average of 2,000 to 3,000 likes per video." Yeah, like I think it's time that people realize that followers themselves mean nothing if none of your followers are engaging with your content, or if the followers that you have aren't interested in the stuff that you show anymore, or aren't in like a niche. So sometimes it's actually better to have 50,000 followers in a niche and everyone that follows you is super into that niche, and so every time you promote a product, basically all 50,000 of them are super interested in that thing, versus blowing up on the For You page a few times, having like 3 million followers, but only like 10,000 of them actually care about what you say about stuff, and so they'll only buy a few bits and bobs that you recommend. Someone said, "Not him bringing up his James Beard nomination from 22 years ago. Like, do you know who I am, or do you know who I was 22 years ago?" No. Obviously their Yelp reviews and their Google reviews got shut down because they were getting like an influx of really bad reviews, obviously. Apparently the owner, Luke Sung, said in the SF Standard, so San Francisco Standard, "I want Kiss to be a no ego place where people can just come and feel free to chillax." Well, definitely wasn't no ego, and you can't just come and feel free to chillax. You will be shamed for the amount of followers that you have. There were so many famous people, and now I can't even find, because there's so many comments, I can't even find all the comments.
So much has happened in the past 24 hours, and
So she then does a follow-up video, an update, and just talks about the comment that his daughter left on her video. Obviously I can't find it now, because if I find it I'll just add the screenshot in, obviously, but I can't find it to read out right now. But she doesn't agree with anything her dad did, in that it was disrespectful the way he spoke to her, and that if she ever needs anything to DM her, whether it be some kind of collaboration or something. So she kind of discusses that in the update video, and just discusses kind of how he messaged her to apologize.
I do want to make it clear that I do not condone any type of bullying or slander to unrelated family members. My issue was with this specific restaurant and this specific management, and when this was happening, I not only did not know who he was, but I did not know that his family members were in the public eye. The short update is that I have not heard directly from the owner or the host about this, and I'm really hoping that they are open to taking accountability and learning and growing from this experience. But more importantly, I have gained so many new followers from this, which is pretty surreal. I'm sad that you guys first found me with a video that wasn't very positive, but I do want to go back to posting videos about food and recipes and Bay Area restaurants that I'm really excited for. Basically, what I'm trying to say is I feel so grateful for every single person that's been following me or started following me and supporting me, and we are such a strong community, and I hope that nobody on this app ever forgets that.
There's obviously kind of like a bit of a fixing of the situation from his end, but obviously he didn't address it publicly, which a lot of people wanted. I do think myself a private meaningful apology, and that's if it's meaningful, like a private apology and an addressing of a situation can be more meaningful than just a public trying to shut the audience up, because I think people sometimes demand this like public addressing because they want to watch the car crash for longer. But actually, if someone privately apologizes in a meaningful way and it sounds like they actually mean it and they care, that is better than doing this kind of like very vague generic public like, "Oh, I'm sorry that I was mean." But yeah, I don't know if he meant it or not, but she seems to have obviously just accepted it. His daughter has now posted a apology of her own, essentially saying that she completely disagrees with anything her dad did, and that she's reminded him time and time again to be respectful, and he's just not respectful to people.
"I'm not the most well-spoken, so I'm reading off what might come out a little messy, but I just wanted to say something and not fumble my words. In light of everything that's been happening, I just want to say that I still stand by what I said in my comment in Carla's video and that I support her. What happened to her was not okay, and within hours, as soon as I saw the video, I knew exactly who it was about. I called my dad, his business partner, and I reached out to her immediately after she shared it to have him apologize in person because nobody deserved to be treated that way, and I wanted her to know that she has my support. I know I wasn't the one who said those things, but hearing him use me as his daughter to belittle another person, a creator or not, was a complete shock to me and was unacceptable. As a daughter of immigrant parents, I've spent my whole life navigating these dynamics, trying to educate him on regulating his emotions and words, which doesn't excuse anything, but this isn't the first time I felt hurt by his actions and how he has treated people. When it's to me and to people in my household, we know how to handle it, but it's not acceptable to treat anybody the same way or in public. If any of you can relate to this feeling of having parents who cannot control their emotions, you might understand this feeling, but it's not an excuse. And though I love my family, this was, again, not okay. I don't condone how he spoke to her, and I don't share the values of speaking down to anyone, especially not another AAPI creator. And even if she weren't a creator or Asian American, it still would not have been okay. I know Carla's intentions were genuine, and if she doesn't want to hear from me, I fully understand that. I want to give her space. But please know that I am not the restaurant, I am not my father, and his actions don't represent me. And just like many of you who may not have always agreed with your parents, I definitely do not always agree with mine. This was definitely a necessary wake-up call for him and a learning experience that I know he is taking very seriously. The restaurant has issued a public statement and apology, and my father has also reached out directly, but again, the most important thing is that she should have been treated with respect. I'm not asking for empathy or for grace, but thank you for listening.
And that's how it ended. And in the caption, she just says, "Thank you for listening." And then someone said, "We are not responsible for our parents." That got 73,000 likes. Obviously, she was getting a bunch of hate, which I completely disagree with. His daughter is not him, and he's not his daughter. Don't take it out on her and destroy her life because of her dad's mistakes that she has clearly tried to correct privately, time and time again. I mean, it is her dad at the end of the day. Like, he didn't kill someone, so she has every right to still have a relationship with him. But she has obviously gone out of her way to correct him time and time again on this really, like, not great behavior towards other people. So we shouldn't really be holding her accountable for this, but I'm so glad that she actually did say something. I mean, she could have left it at the comment, but obviously I think she was getting too much hate and people didn't see that comment, so she felt the need to publicly speak out about this. Someone said, "Parenting parents isn't easy when the daughter's parenting the parent. I'm sorry he's treated you poorly as well." Now, the restaurant has come out and said that they are closing down for a minute, that they will still take care of their employees, but they need to rearrange a few things and he won't be the owner of the restaurant anymore. So someone actually posted this.
Hey everyone, I'm NBC Bay Area's Sergio Quintana in Hayes Valley in San Francisco. I just talked with the now solo owner of Kiss Cafe here in Hayes Valley. He says that he has temporarily closed the restaurant and he has separated from his friend, former business partner, and the former executive chef of Kiss Cafe after a viral video earlier this week where a TikTok influencer says she had a collaboration and an interaction with that former executive chef that left her in tears.
After scrolling like 2 times, he says to me that he doesn't think my videos are at the level at which he wants his restaurant to be represented. He goes on to say that my audience and my followers are not the kind of people that are going to be at his restaurant.
That video that she posted has garnered more than 15 million views. The co-owner, actually now solo owner of Kiss Cafe, tells me he does plan on reopening the restaurant. He talked with me on the condition that we not show his face because he says a lot of the reactions that they've been getting on social media and even phone calls and emails to the restaurant have been violent and threatening.
I don't want to quit yet. This is my American dream. It's also my staff's.
He says he doesn't know exactly when they're going to be able to reopen the restaurant.
With TikTok, I don't know when people are going to learn that this isn't a thing of who has the most followers anymore. That's not how social media is ran anymore. And actually, the people that have the most followers and become the influencers are the ones that are then trusted the least. Someone with 15,000 followers like her has really no incentive to lie because she doesn't really gain anything from that, or at least in the moment she didn't think she'd gain anything from that. And so people end up trusting those people more because they are kind of a bit more like us in the sense that it just feels a bit more relatable. Like, you could have easily gone through that same situation as she did. And with the way social media is right now, with like short form content and the For You page, you could start a TikTok account tomorrow with 0 followers, post a video, and it get 100,000 views, 200,000 views, just purely on being on the For You page. So don't just think, oh, well, this person is beneath me because they have 15,000 followers. What can they achieve? They can achieve something on the For You page. It's not like back in the day where the only place you could be was like, you're either a professional like journalist, or you're on TV, or maybe you're even on YouTube where you have a lot of followers and it's more difficult to gain extra subscribers because it's a more organic, slow growth. So if you're like up here, you can trash someone down here because they're less likely to be able to respond. Whereas on TikTok, anything can go viral, anything can get big. So I just think it's about time that people learn that that is the case. But this was obviously a shitty way to treat someone that you invited to collaborate with you. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Subscribe, hit the bell icon for engagement, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.